You're listening to Zap Night's Zap Chats, a monthly video game discussion. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Zap Chats.
Zap Chats.
I'm your host, Danny.
I'm your co-host, Kaylee.
Not that, like, anymore, our intros are just like, join your hosts.
Danny
but, I mean,
Kaylee.
I'm usually here, but it just depends on whose rotation it is. Like, it's either you or Lori, or if we bring in a guest or something. Anyway, today we are talking about whatever we decide to talk about. We're
just chatting.
Yeah,
Zap-chatting.
we're zap chatting. We're kind of thinking about talking about mobile games, so maybe we'll kind of dive into that a little bit.
Yeah?
So what have you been playing? Anything?
I've been playing Stardew Valley.
Nice.
A little late to the game, but
Well,
I think it was like 2016 or
I
something
think
like
so. We talked about playing it, and then we ended up playing Harvest Moon instead. But I would like to play Stardew Valley. I know that you like it, so
that. Not
there an actual like narrative?
It's very similar to Harvest Moon, but what I kind of like about it is that it's not like filtered a whole lot, because like the person that I'm pursuing right now is like the town drunk and like they smoke and stuff. I think it's kind of cute because it's a little more.
Oh, I see. So it's like less Nintendo and a little more like
bit.
Adult, a little bit.
I mean, I've only been. I think I have like 15 hours in. I'm like in summer right now, but it's been fun. I'd be interested in doing a Zap night for it.
Well, I guess my question is, would you actually beat the game? Like, is there a point where you've beat the game, or is it going to be like Animal Crossing or Animal Crossing, where it's like I guess we just play for a month and talk about it?
I really don't know, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look into it. Yeah. I know that's one of your drawbacks is you like an end screen.
I do like an end screen. I don't mind like a veg out game, but like when I played Breath of the Wild, like there is a very distinct like end game, like there are things to do to beat the game. But I get sidetracked way too easy on those games. So, like, I ended up putting in, like, 90 hours to a game that really didn't need to be that long. Just because I like just floating around doing stuff. And that's the problem with those games is that if I don't stay on track, I don't get nothing done. Like, I just am hanging out in the universe. Which is fine if that's what you're doing. But like when you have, like, a set, like, I need to have this game beat by X date, like, that kind of mentality sucks. But for a game that is just like you pick up whenever you're like just hanging out, that's a good way to go about it. What are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on the PC this time. I kind of wish I probably had gotten it for Switch, but it's been fine on the PC. I've got a GameCube controller, or not a GameCube controller, but an Xbox controller set up so that I can kind of play with both the mouse and the controller.
Do you know that the Xbox One controller is just like you connect it and it's done?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your computer has Bluetooth. So you should just be able to like Xbox controller, hook it up. And
I'll look into it.
I mean, it'll just save you a wire, but I mean, you don't have to. I mean, I got
a pretty blue controller, so. So what have you been playing? I
haven't really been playing anything. We beat Luigi's Mansion, and we literally just beat that like a few days ago. So I'm kind of in the like downtime between games. But my next game that is gonna end up being Metal Gear Solid. I've already got everything set up to stream that game.
You haven't even started yet?
Nope.
It's due in a couple days.
It's due in like a week. But I mean, I'm not working, so like I have plenty of time, and it's only like a 10-hour game, so it's gonna be like a 15-hour game for me. But I should be able to do that in like a very short amount of time. It shouldn't be a big deal. But yeah, so I'll have it done by the 15th, as long as Brandon's gonna have it done by the 15th.
Yeah,
I'll be
pretty
fine.
sure he will.
but then after that, we're kind of open to games. Like, words are hard. Like, I don't want to put in, like, I'm not ready for like a big RPG yet. So like, I'm kind of picking out a few like smaller games. Like, I've already got lined up with other people, like Resident Evil I've got lined up. The Metal Gear Solid I've got lined up with Brandon. So I've got a couple of those games lined up, but like December is going to be funny because Pokemon's coming out in like
a couple days.
Very soon. Yeah. I think the 15th, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So like, there's no way that I'm going to have it be, there's no way that any of us are going to really have it beat by the 1st. I mean, I'm sure if I played it nonstop, I would get it beat by the 1st, but like, I think it's going to end up being like a 30-hour game, like most Pokemon games are.
It's a lot expected out of me to beat it within that time frame at least, so.
I wouldn't expect that out of anybody. So, like, it's definitely not going to be like by December.
Right.
So it's going to have to be something like something else. So we'll probably pick up another like 10-hour game to sit down and play. So we'll have to think about something to play for our...
We should do Stardew Valley.
I mean, again though, what is the point?
What's the point?
If we can't beat it or we can't have a full month to play it.
I guess it's just we need to actually look into if it does have an end screen, but I mean, what's the harm in just putting in a full year's worth?
Right, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I would rather, if it doesn't end, I would rather put in an entire month's worth of playing it on and off and be able to like really say, yeah, I've invested time into it, or be able to beat it to its completion. Like, one or the other. I mean, that was how I did Animal Crossing. Like, I just played it for a month, and like, I know that there's no end game, but I'm gonna, play it for a month, and then by the end of the month, whatever I have completed is what we talk about. Like, for you beat that game. Like, there was no end screen, but you beat that game.
I didn't pay like my entire house off, so maybe I did. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a long time.
That's like the easiest thing to do. Because in those games, they have those like tricks and niches that you can exploit to get money. I think, wasn't that one the island? Where you could go off to the island and catch all the big bugs and then you just sell them. Like, I think I did that like every night. Like, that was one of my routines, is that I would wake up or before going to bed, I would lay down and I would go to the island and catch all the bugs, because they were like great like at dusk.
Yeah.
And then I would collect all the bugs, and then the next day I'd get up and sell them all, and that was my like routine. I don't know. Anyway, this isn't an Animal Crossing podcast.
I'm excited for the new one, though.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. Soonish.
A lot of stuff's coming out here still.
There's a lot of great games coming out. For us,
time is flying.
There's a lot of really, really good games coming out that I'm so excited for. Pokemon, obviously. Final Fantasy. Yeah. Animal Crossing. Yeah. There's a few more. But those for sure. Normally, we would talk about... I say normally, we've done it once. But we would talk about our iTunes reviews, but no one's left us any. So once again, we have nothing to say about our iTunes reviews except... Please review us on iTunes so that we have something to talk about for this segment.
Even if it's one word.
Also, it does help the podcast out. The more reviews we have, the more promotion we get on iTunes itself, but also the people have information to, judge what our podcast is like. So
this sucks.
I mean, if it sucks, let us know at least.
At least we'll know.
I have noticed that according to our podcast like charts, we're at like 200 subscribers or something like that.
Oh.
Like it fluctuates between like 210 and like 190. So like we're right in the middle depending on when I upload, but yeah.
Well, hello.
So, I mean, if there really is 200 of you listening, that's amazing. But
why haven't you
I
reviewed?
know that there's at least about 30 that we get per episode, like, within the first week of it being live. So there's at least 30 people that, like, actually listen to our episodes. So, I mean, just review us. That would be excellent. We would very much appreciate it. Anyway, do you want to talk about some mobile games?
Yeah.
What,
Well,
what?
You were gonna ask me what have I been playing lately, but we all know what we've been playing lately. Well, you and me know.
Well, we already talked about it.
Toriba?
Oh, I see, on our phones. Yeah.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, no, I know, but then you were like, well, normally you would say, what are we playing lately? But, yeah, sorry. I didn't understand what you were saying.
Fair enough.
All right, so yes, we have been playing Toriba like crazy. Part of me feels like it's not really a game, but it totally is.
If it's something you can do and play on your phone, it is a mobile game.
Well, I mean, I play music on my phone.
But it's not a game, you know.
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, Toriba has been interesting. So, lately, they give you, like...
We might as well explain what Toriba is if you don't
Toriba,
know.
If you don't know what Toriba is, it is a crane machine-esque game. No, it totally is a crane. Oh yeah, I guess it's not like American crane machine, it's Japanese crane machine. So it's like some of the games are kind of funny where
it's not just like our typical claw machines that you go
and pick it up and throw it down the chute.
There's like different kinds of their crane machines, because you've got like different objectives of how you knock a prize off, or if you have like the little like ping pong balls you gotta land into a certain spot, or you've got the like little capsulated balls that you have to pick it up with your crane machine and drop it so that it falls just right to go down into the prize hole.
It's definitely harder than a typical crane machine. Like, it's easily just as rigged as a typical crane machine, but it's harder in the sense that, like, you can sit and watch people play and the crane doesn't change, like, its intensity whatsoever. Like, the North American crane machines, and I don't know if it's different around the world, I just say that because that's where I'm at, but, like, the claw changes in sensitivity or intensity depending on when it's due for payout. So, like, if it's got $5 put in and it's ready to be paid out, then the claw intensity will be stronger and allow you to actually win. Where in these games, the claw intensity doesn't change whatsoever. It's just the difficulty is in the location of the item. So, like, you could either pick it up, you either need to move it through the bars or you need to scoot it over, but the claw, like, is set to where you only can make very small changes per round. Also, it's like $3 a game some games.
It is really
$3 a play.
Yeah.
So you know, if you're not sitting and watching it and watching other people play it, you're not gonna win.
Well, the nice thing that's been going on, which is why Yubi and even Lori have been playing, even my husband, they've the month of October and now the month of November, they've had a promotion going on where once a day you get a free ticket.
On top of your normal free ticket?
Yeah.
So it's like you have 2 free plays per day, which is nice because, one, all the idiots that are playing are, like, scooting stuff around for you. But, 2, you get, in some cases, like me and Lori, we get 4 plays together. So, like, we'll pool our plays together and aim for one specific item and try and get it. And we've won, we've won
a lot of prizes.
How many prizes do you think we've won, Lori? Like 6? I don't know, it's something like that. So it's like, you know, we're winning stuff. Unfortunately, we've put quite a bit of money into it too, because it's easy. You know, it's easy with our fingerprint scanner, you just go ba-bing, and you've, you know, just spent $20.
I will say, I am one of those idiots pushing stuff around, so don't feel bad. But I was gonna say, while I have put a tiny bit of money, I've had like this credit from iTunes, so it's not like my actual money. But I did put money into it, but I didn't win anything on that money. I've won so far. I've only won 2 prizes, but I've won them all on free plays.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice. And that doesn't cost to ship.
Personally, I've won 2 items on my account, and both of those have been on free plays. But I've helped Lori win quite a bit of them too. So some of hers that she's won.
12.
You've won 12? Oh wow.
Jeez.
She's won 12.
The nice thing is that it's like this for you too. Like every 7 days, it's free shipping.
Oh yeah.
So it's costed us nothing basically to
have it shipped.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're playing just on the free plays, it costs you nothing. But you have to be very diligent in your free plays if you're going to actually win anything.
I've learned so far that you got to be in the right place at the right time.
You do, and you also have to sit and kind of stock an item.
Get an idea
if you want to actually win it.
While the claws, if you will, they don't change, but each claw is different.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think one of my plays, I kind of got the idea that one was a little stronger than usual, so it was just convenient that.
Yeah, you really have to pay attention to what you want. You got to watch it and see how it's played, how people are winning it, and like at what point can you put in your 2 plays and actually have it be beneficial.
Now, the one downside, how much money have you put into this game?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to release that number. It's a lot.
It is very addicting though. But
it goes back to the ease of just like, I'm just going to throw another $5 at it and maybe I'll win it. And when you consider how much some of these items are going for on eBay, like most of the items that we've won are going for like $30 to $50 on eBay. So like, when you think of it that way, and it's a bad way to think about it, but when you think of it that way, it's like, well, throwing another $20 at it doesn't really hurt anything because I would otherwise just pay the $50 to get it on eBay. So it's tough. It's really tough.
I will say though, seeing the quality of items you guys have gotten, and so far I only one of mine. I've only received one of mine. But yeah, they're like really nice.
They're really nice.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Surprisingly nice. It's not like Wish quality. It's good, like legit. Like some of the Pokemon stuff that we've gotten is like legit Pokemon. Like it's good stuff.
It's big.
Yeah,
they're big.
They're huge.
When I won a Rillakkuma plushie in one of the machines, and when it came, it was so big. I was so surprised that it was free.
Yeah.
And we've been having issues with shipping, but through the one carrier that it went through, it got here really quick. Yeah. Holy moly, it got here quick.
Yeah, there's like 2 carriers that they use. I don't know their names, but one of them gets here in like 4 days. And then the other one takes like 3 weeks. So like it kind of, I don't know if it's like, we were guessing maybe it has to do with like the size and weight. If it meets a minimum requirement for size and weight, they can ship it through like really cheap shipping. So they go that route. Otherwise, if it's more than that, they have to
I don't know though,
one.
Because I won a wallet, which you guys have also won the same wallet, just a different color.
Yeah, but that one was shipped with multiple items.
Oh, I see. I don't know. So, I assumed it was just their different locations, but maybe.
It's possible.
I mean, in any case, idea. We know for a fact we are receiving these items, and it is free as long as you don't cave in, and it's been a lot of fun to just at
4:00 every day. It's like, oh, Torima time.
Well, it's 3:00 with the time change now.
Yeah, that's true. Well, is it? Oh yeah, because they don't have the time change in Japan, do they?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. Oh yeah, and it's only 3:00 now.
I know that they change in different regions at different times sometimes. Yeah. So I don't know the whole thing.
So anyway, outside of Toriba, which we really have only been playing the past like month or so, what have you spent maybe your most amount of time playing, like mobile game wise?
It's kind of embarrassing. Probably I've been playing my PewDiePie tuber simulator.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't know what that is, but all right.
It is it's basically a simulator of you being a YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
I like it because I like to decorate stuff, I guess, but basically you get you start out with your room. And you've got to like produce videos and gain views and gain followers and stuff.
Didn't we used to play a game on Facebook that was a decorating game where you were like this little like
Think about Pet Society.
Yes, that's what it was. Pet Society.
Love me some Pet Society.
We used to play the crap out of that game.
This is a little different. But in any case,
it's almost like The Sims.
You gotta like buy items with so many views that you have and all that. But they have got like contests of decorating your room, like based on the theme and all that stuff. And I don't know. It's not that I really love playing this kind of game, but it's been something like when I'm putting down the baby to sleep, I just kind of sitting there on my phone.
It's poop time.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's poop time.
It's just one of those things that just been sit down and just like, I'll just play this for a little bit.
I'm not huge into mobile games. Like really,
I'm not a whole. I'll get bored of this eventually. For sure.
I kind of rotate my games fairly often. There isn't like one game that I spend most of my time on. Like, I do a lot of puzzle games. I like doing weird, like, you know all the games that come through on Instagram, like, as ads?
Yeah.
I love playing those.
Oh, really?
Like, I will pick them up and I'll play them for, like, a month, and then I'll just delete them and pick up something else. Sometimes it's not even that long. Sometimes it's only, like, a couple days. But, the trick to those games, because they have so many ads... The trick is you download the game, and when you want to play the game, you put your phone in airplane mode, and then there's no ads, and you just play the game. It's great. So, like, when I'm, if I'm playing games during poop time, I just switch it on to airplane mode, and I play away. And then, it turns into, like, me sitting on the toilet for 2 hours.
I have to say, I don't play a lot of, like, common mobile games, like puzzly games and all that stuff.
I play a lot of those.
Once in a while I play like solitaire. I've actually got a triple triad.
Oh, nice.
Card game on here, which it was fun for a little bit, but then I got bored.
Like right now I'm playing Sudoku and this like really dumb game that I found on Instagram called Super Brain, and it's really just like stupid puzzles. Like it's like misdirection puzzles. Like, it's like, solve this problem, but the problem is that you gotta like move the screen over to the left and find the key.
I know what you're talking
it's just
about.
like stupid things. So I don't really even like it, but it's there. I play it every now and then. Probably my biggest thing that I play is Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
that's like the number one. Like
that's the constant.
Yeah, that's the only one that I've played probably the longest. I probably put the most amount of hours into that game.
Money,
but it's Pokemon. Like, I don't think I've put that much money in. Like, I'd say in my lifetime of playing Pokemon, I've put in maybe $100 at most.
Not me. I don't put a whole lot of money into mobile games.
I don't. So I don't either.
For the mere fact that I even did put money into it is kind of amazing.
It's really just like, it's turning into more of a social thing in some aspects. Like, we like to go out and get all the Pokemon, so it's like you kind of have to join a group, and then you have to go to that group and like do the raids and stuff. But like, that's... I don't know. I guess the collector in me and the Pokemon fan in me keeps me going. But that's probably the one that I've spent the most amount of time playing is Pokemon. And I'm so close to level 40. We're actually going to be doing a full Pokemon Go episode at some point. I want to invite the lead of our local Pokemon group to come in and talk. But I don't know, I don't know what his schedule is, and I haven't even asked him yet. I know that I want to, so it's like eventually I'm going to have a full Pokemon Go episode.
Sure.
So if that sounds like fun, you guys can make sure you're subscribed so that you see what happens. Have you played any of the new Mario games?
I downloaded the Mario Kart one, but I didn't go back. Well, I didn't go back to it, but because... I downloaded it on my bad phone, got a new phone, and I just never played it because I like associated it with the like blah.
Yeah. I haven't played them. There's like what Mario Jump or Mario Run.
Oh yeah, I think
like
I played that a long time ago.
I didn't play that
I don't
at
like
all.
Those games are fun for the first few times, and then it's just like meh.
There's Mario Kart World Tour. I haven't downloaded it.
What? Dr. Mario.
Oh, Dr. Mario. Yeah, I haven't played that at all. Lori says that I might like it though. It's a little more puzzly than the normal Dr. Mario.
I used to play it on Animal Crossing, a little like Nintendo games. I think it was Animal Crossing.
Oh, there is an Animal Crossing game too that you.
Oh yeah,
used to play a lot,
I put a lot of time into that game too, and then I got bored.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem with mobile games is that they make them free, but then they slide in this like pay as you go sort of thing. So it's like I always feel like I'm being duped. Like every mobile game that I play, it's like this constant like, hey, you need to buy stuff if you want to, you got to buy the currency if you want to progress. And it's like, I don't like that. I would much rather pay up front and say, okay, here's my $10, $20. I just want to play this game in its entirety, and I don't want any ads, and I don't want you to bother me.
I'm tired of having to wait for everything. Yeah. You gotta wait 5 hours to do this again. You gotta wait this long, and you could pay to. And that's not fair. If I want to sit down and play a game, but I mean that's a lot of mobile games are like that. Though.
I think the thing is that they're making it free so that you pick up and try the game, but then they're like trying to persuade you to buy into it, which I understand the strategy, but it's a very frustrating situation for me. Like, take for example Final Fantasy. What was the
Brave Exvius?
Brave Exvius, yeah. I tried really hard to play the game. I did
too.
Because I liked it. It was a decent story. It was like a decent like gameplay style. And the problem with that is that they were releasing it in these small chapters. So it was like I would get to the end of the chapter and then I'd have nothing to do. And then it was like you were getting new warriors in, like you could, you would have this opportunity to get new like characters. And you would always get like garbage characters like every single time, and every now and then you get like Zidane or something fun, and that was like their way to try and persuade you into buying, and I didn't like that. And then on top of that, once the new chapter came out, it was so difficult because you needed to have the like 3-star characters that you would have to pay for, so it was like ridiculous. It was very frustrating.
Some of these mobile games that are more story based, or kind of, I'm thinking about Animal Crossing specifically, I guess, but like you have so much to accomplish in like a day, so you got to really dedicate a certain amount of time, which when you're on your phones, more commonly you're kind of on your phone just kind of on and off throughout the day, not for a long time, but then you have to make sure that you get certain things in within the day, otherwise you lose an opportunity. And I don't like that, because that's not the same as a video game, right. I'm not going to miss out on an opportunity if I am too busy to play this day because I've got X and X going on.
That's how Pokemon is too. Like if you don't, like they had this pay event thing that they just had. And it's like, if you don't pay in for that event, you've missed out on the opportunity to get that one Pokemon. But if you're not available on that one day, you're hosed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that they'll release that Pokemon again later, but heaven forbid you be busy one day to play Pokemon.
I agree. I think in that same thought, though, is they've given a lot of opportunities for players, like, returning or new players to really catch up.
And that's what I mean. Like, Pokemon has been pretty good about it, but the majority of that concept is what's annoying.
The majority of some of these games, though, is one of the reasons why after a while I stopped playing.
Yeah.
And also repetitiveness, just with different themes, at first it's fine because it's new to you, but after so long of the same thing for like 20 plus minutes a day, it's like, I don't have time for this anymore.
Yeah.
And then you would stop playing, and then it's just taking up space, then you delete it when you need space for more photos.
I actually keep my photos to a minimum.
Oh, that's good. I don't, because I don't clean them out.
I have to, otherwise I get confused, because I post a lot of Instagram pictures.
Oh, sure, I hear you.
So it's like, if I don't keep my photo log like cleaned up, my photo album cleaned up, then it just goes crazy.
I know that this isn't quite a game, but I do have a manga reader and a webtoon reader.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of those too.
I every once in a while I feel like I want to read some stuff, and
yeah, I've got Manga Rock and webtoon.
Yeah, same.
And I like them okay, and the majority of it is all free. Like the majority of it's free. But you have to deal with like weird scans in some of the manga readers. And then like the webtoon one is nice, but like I struggle to find a good like art style that I can get into. So like those, but once I'm into like a series, I'm
stuck.
Like,
I agree. I am the same way. I'm the same way. I don't got a whole lot. Honestly, like I said, it's not a whole lot of mobile games. I know some people are more mobile.
Yeah, some people are way into
I do have
games.
a Reddit app. Like when I like just want to sit and read some random stuff, I'll like scroll through there.
I have never gotten into Reddit
really?
whatsoever. Yeah, like
that's where I get all my news.
I know it exists, and I know that there's a lot of information out there, but I feel like it's more crap than it's good information. So like I would rather go to Wikipedia than freaking Reddit for my information.
I don't know. I like browsing the Ask Reddit threads so that you could read all these like interesting responses and stories, because
people are weird,
but
people are interesting.
There's a lot of stuff out there though. Like there's something for someone out there.
Yeah. Would you like to join us, Lori? Lori plays a lot of mobile games too.
I've had this one on my phone for the longest time. I don't know why I haven't deleted it. Maybe just because I spent a while. But it's called what's it called? It's called Burger. Like it's a burger flipping game.
Oh yeah, I remember you playing
that. You basically have the option to choose what is your burger patty. So right now I have a Campbell's soup. And the bottom, you touch the phone, the bottom pops off like a burger, and then you've got to land it on your frying pan and flip it onto this like separate burger bun. And you got to keep stacking them up as high as you can. I spent a long time on this game. I just never deleted it.
The number one mobile game for the longest time was like Angry Birds.
Oh yeah.
And I played the crap out of Angry Birds when I first got an iPhone, and I think like everybody did. Yeah. Like Angry Birds was like the first real mobile game that went big. And I played Angry Birds a lot. And then they came out with Angry Birds 2, and it was like the same thing, just like a little more complicated.
It was the same thing with a number in front after it.
No, it was like just more complicated. They have more things to it, and I didn't like it as much. And like I still like every time I pick up Angry Birds, it's like And I feel like that about most mobile games. Like I play it for a little bit, and it's like, ooh, this is kind of fun. And then like after a week, it's like
Some of these mobile games, I know you say you put yours on airplane mode, but like the inconvenience of all of the ads, like clearly some of these, it's almost clear that they're just in it for money, because it's just ad and like a tiny bit of game.
Yeah,
and,
it's terrible.
Like every other like thing you do is an ad. Like if you die, especially for a lot, ad, die, ad, die, ad. It's like why even bother? I'm just gonna delete this. Like it's ridiculous.
That's why I have to play some of those games in airplane mode. I have to. But there are some things. There are some games or some like the manga reader that has a bunch of ads in it, but you can't put it in airplane mode because it has to download the pages. So it's like you don't have a choice.
You know, I understand that some of these have to have ads. I do appreciate kind of like the Tuber Simulator.
I mean, it's better than having to pay, right?
Tuber Simulator, they have it where they reward you for watching an ad.
Yeah.
Like it's not mandatory, and I appreciate that, because it's more of a choice. I'm choosing to watch this ad, not here's an ad, you have to watch it.
Right, yeah.
And like it's not even on the game. Like it's not like in the corner on the bottom, which the bottom banners don't bother me as much as long as they're not huge. Yeah. But like those ads that trick you like with a fake X and all that stuff, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, I hate that too.
I feel deceived.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem with mobile games is that I constantly feel like I'm being duped into paying or watching ads or something stupid, and it's frustrating. So I end up just not. I don't have a whole lot of mobile games because I would much rather, if I'm going to sit down and play a game, I'd much rather play a console or PC game that is not going to do that.
Yeah,
that I can just pay the money up front, play the game, have a good time, not worry about it. And then there's Final Fantasy 15 that has ads like built into the game.
That was depressing. I'm still kind of salty about it.
I know.
Coleman, looking at you.
See, now that is funny. Annoying. It was the cup noodle one that drove me
that was
crazy.
pretty bad.
That there's an entire like mission based on cup noodle that they pushed it a little too far.
Beats by Dre in like the Kingsglaive movie or something?
Yeah, there was.
When you're not weird. Fighting monsters, listen to your beats. By Dre.
Or maybe you should be listening to this game with your beats. I don't know. So, anything else mobile games?
Not really. There's just kind of games in the past and in the future. Should let us know what you're playing.
Yeah, let us know. I'd be interested to know. I also want to talk about Tamagotchis.
Okay.
This is gonna be like a 2-hour episode. We're gonna have to like cut it in half, like part 1 and part 2. So we played the last Zap Chats. We opened up our Tamagotchis. We picked our Tamagotchis. We opened them up and we started playing. You picked a Gen 1 one, right?
Yes.
And I picked a Gen 2, and I didn't have any problems.
I had several problems. I had so many problems, so many dead children. I don't think one of them made it to outer space.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I later was looking it up, but like, according to the internet, which we all know is true, because mine would get sick at a certain point, before it would evolve, it would just die. It wouldn't like get sick, I could fix it, and then it would evolve. It was just, it would get sick and die. Like, I literally sent you a picture one day saying it finally survived, like, according to it, so many
really
years.
Close. Yeah.
And then literally I put it down, I turned around, came back, it was dead. It didn't even get sick, or it was just dead.
Oh no.
And it did this several times, and after a while it got to the point where I was like putting it to sleep when I would walk away, because it would just die otherwise. And I would try and I was doing so good. I had its discipline up, it was fed, it was played with all the time. It still died. I was so angry.
I had three children.
I'm not joking. I had like 6 or 7.
Really? They all lasted about a week, and I don't know. Like, I didn't really. I ended up, every single one was like the same Tamagotchi, which was kind of annoying. Probably because I played the same way every single time.
Right.
Like, I wasn't like
checking it every 20 minutes.
But like, I don't know. I wasn't checking it every 20 minutes, but like, I kept its hearts up all the time. I didn't really know what the discipline counter was for. Like, I could have read the book, but I didn't. So I didn't know what it was.
The discipline had to do with if it's beeping at you, but its hearts are all, like, its needs are all met, then you're supposed to discipline it. Also, if you need to feed it because its hearts are down for its food and it refuses to eat, you're supposed to discipline it, like, for that, too.
I didn't have any problems with it eating.
I think once mine refused food, like, once. It just depends.
Every time there was like a little icon in the bottom right hand corner of like an angry like Tamagotchi face, and when that was on, I would just do the discipline thing, and it seemed to help.
Did it bring your bar up?
It did a little bit, but I never really had like a full bar.
Oh, I did once,
and then it died.
And then it died. It didn't make it.
I did have. He was sick multiple times, and it didn't kill him. Mine slept in its poop like 100% of the time. Like, every night it was sleeping in its poop. And I don't know, it must just be like it went to bed at a certain time and like it would poop like right before going to sleep, and I just would always miss that window. So it was like it would poop and then sleep, and then I'd look at it and I'm like, oh crap, it's sleeping and it's poop again. And then like the next day I would have to get up and like make sure that I flushed it, because then it would have like multiple poops on screen that it had to be flushed. It's amazing that they all lived and made it to outer space.
Mine like it pooped and then it died. Sometimes we'll just get sick randomly. I'm like, why are you sick? I literally just fed you. And like it would take like multiple shots and then it would go into shock and die.
Yeah.
I twice I sent you pictures of it's doing good, and I would sit it down and it would just die.
That's so sad.
But I was
So
reading
sad.
it's because it would just get ready to evolve and then it would just die.
That's weird.
It was so frustrating. It was so insanely frustrating. And I mean, there were some of those, like, I had a couple slow days where all I would do is every time it beeped at me, I'd feed its hearts. Like, every, like, hour, I would feed it, do whatever I needed to do with it. It would be fine. I think, like, a solid week had gone by. I was really close to sending it to outer space, and then it died.
Oh,
I was really sad.
I think they live longer before going to outer space if you do better. So, like, my first one, I think I had, like, 11 Tamagatchi years, and it was, like, really, really well off. And then it went to outer space, and I'm like, oh, I did it! And then, like, the second one, I think, lived to be, like, 9 years, and then it went to outer space. And then the third one was, like, 7 years. So, like, you could tell that, like, my interest was going down. And, like, even now, I think my Tamagotchi is just, like, out in outer space. Like, I haven't reactivated it or anything. It's just, like, I'm okay to set this down.
Mine went out... It was at 11 years, I think I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
I set it down, and it died, like, a minute after I sent you that. And it was in my pocket. It fell out of my pocket, fell underneath the bed, and sat there for, like, a week before I found it. I'm like, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was at, too. Like, after playing it for, like, 2-3 weeks, I'm just like, I'm done. I'm all right. Like, I had fun playing it, and I had fun, like, reliving it. But I'm done.
Yeah.
We talked about playing the like old generation, like the original, but I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm okay. I'm finished.
My son loved it.
Yeah,
he loved running around. I push the button is what he'd say. I push the button.
And I think that that's part of the fun of it, like for littler kids and like when we were kids, way more fun. But like as an adult, it's just like,
I have stuff to do. I can't flush your poop right now. You're 11 years old. Flush your own poop. You can't sleep in your poop forever.
Oh, but mine did. Every night. Every stinking night.
Oh, yeah. I have to say, I was really excited at first, even when we finished the podcast, when we first opened them up, and I was excited, and like,
and like you're holding it like, I'm gonna take such good care of you, like you're not gonna know, you're not even gonna know how much care and love I'm gonna, and then you put it in your pocket and it
dead.
Poops. It's dead.
It dies in its own poop. I had our sister Shannon. I had Shannon come over. And she was supposed to watch my kid. And I was going to jokingly tell her that she needed to watch my Tamagotchi too. It died before I could even tell her that. Oh, no. It's like it picked the best days to die.
And I turned my sound off too.
Oh my gosh, if I turned my sound off, it would have never lived at all.
I turned my sound off, and I just checked it. Like every time I thought about it, I pulled it out and I looked at it and I made sure that it was fine. And I was doing like this like in restaurants, and I think we were like at a concert one night and I'm on my Tamagotchi.
Playing your Tamagotchi.
So it's like I was invested.
It was I have to say I felt really cute carrying around my Tamagotchi and just kind of pulling it out every once in a while, but I was more depressed than anything. Every time I looked at that stupid thing.
Why am I even bothering? You're just gonna die.
I had that long stretch. It was the last time I didn't play any after that. That long stretch I had where I was dedicating so much time. I don't know how us kids even got it to outer space.
I don't think I ever did.
I must not have. I don't remember because I would be impossible.
Yeah.
Like it required you to be there. Like it does go like longer stretches in between eating food and being played with, but it's still like if you don't get to it as soon as it gets sick, it won't evolve. It'll just die before it evolves.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm dead.
Multiple times I would look at it and be like, oh, it's different now.
Yeah, mine would make sounds. I tried to keep my sound on so that it wouldn't die.
Yeah. Well, it's easier for you. I don't know. I felt like we were out and about far too much. And it was like every time.
But you still didn't die.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
That's what.
Yeah.
And then
maybe it's a difference between our generations.
I really think it is because it was too much.
Yeah.
It was really too much. And I was at home.
Yours had a different game than mine did. Mine had like the number game where like it gave me a number and then I had to choose if the Tamagotchi's number was going to be higher or lower than my number. And if I picked higher and then it was higher, then I won. If I picked higher and it was lower, then I would lose.
Mine was... I wasn't sure if you had to guess which side it was going to face or if you had to get it just as it was facing the direction. But it got to the point where I would flip it upside down and just push both the buttons until his heart's filled up. So sometimes I would get it and sometimes I would just sit there and I'd be like making my son cereal or something.
While you're just holding the buttons
honestly.
down. Yeah.
It was more of a chore than I thought it was going to be.
Did it have any negative effect if you didn't play the game right? Okay. Because I've thought about doing that too, where when it was playing, I would just always pick the right side because it was like, I don't know, obviously it was a 50-50 chance if it was going to be higher or lower. So it was like I had a decent, like, if I just always picked the lower, then I'm bound to win a few games. And it was like out of 5. So like if I won... You had a 50-50 chance. If I won the majority out of 5, then I would win the game. So it was like really easy to just always pick the same. But
I guess too, they had weight. So like, if you didn't want to play with them, you could feed them candy. But I think they would die premature.
Did you have candy?
Yeah, you didn't.
Mine had chocolate cake.
Oh, that's so cute.
It was either I could give it hamburgers or cake. Aww. And if the cake would make him full and happy, where the hamburgers would just make him full. So it was like...
But it increased their weight, right?
Oh, yeah, it did.
I really want to say that what you're telling me is what I remember as a kid, because I do kind of remember the hamburger part. Yeah. Which maybe that means that the second generation was a lot easier.
Did yours not have hamburgers?
No, I don't...
What was the main food? Did you bring it? Oh,
I didn't. I haven't thought about it.
Hold it in your pocket like you brought it.
I can't remember. Maybe it was a hamburger. I don't think so though, but maybe.
It was like mine was very clearly a hamburger or cake, and that was my 2 options.
I just remember the candy. He would be eating it, and I was so happy.
Yeah, well, that's how mine was with the cake. It was just like, and then he'd be like, "Oh, cake!"
I mean, same,
right? Chocolate cake.
I think there was at one point I was like, I almost wanted to swap with you to see how different, because I felt like a bad parent. I thought I had this in the bag because I already had 2 years on for my kid.
Yeah, well, you had to watch your kid and a Tamagotchi. I just had the Tamagotchi and myself.
My Tamagotchi, I could just press a button. You can't really do that with a kid.
I mean, as long as I was in the toilet when I needed to poop, I was good.
I just needed to feed them both chocolate cake and would have been fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, both of them sleep in their poop anyway, so.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I was probably a little more excited than... I was more excited at the beginning than I definitely was at the end.
Yeah, me too.
It was fun the first week. The first week was fun.
Absolutely.
The rest of the time was
having so much fun taking pictures and then like you could probably tell on our Instagram like story too, like the first week it was like a bunch of pictures and then it was like slowly trailing off and now I don't take anything and now I'm not even playing it, so
yeah, I know. I felt bad for not playing it, but it got to the point where it was like I was so frustrated I didn't even care.
Yeah.
We talked about pulling out the older ones. I'm like, they're probably even worse. They're probably worse.
We have the like 3rd generation or something like that where it has the little like antenna on top. And I think that one is very different. Like, I think it has multiple games, and you can get, like, codes to import, like, items into it.
I see.
So, like, there's a lot of different stuff to that one that ours don't have.
So were these the first, like, mobile games?
Probably, essentially. Like,
Probably the first handheld game.
Well, no, they weren't the first, like, handheld game. I mean, these came out the same year, like, Pokemon was out.
That's true.
It was just, like, these were, like, on a small scale,
sure.
you know? Oh, man, I remember my first, like, actual phone game.
Oh, yeah.
I had two. I had Snake, which, like, every first cell phone had, like, Snake. And then I had this, like, helicopter game where you had to, like, keep the helicopter in the helicopter's flying through, like, a cave, and it'll, like, keep it out of the
hitting
cave.
Things.
Yep. I'm old. I remember the green cell phone background.
Yeah, that's
screens.
what I'm thinking about when you're telling me this stuff. That's all I see is the green. Yeah, good times. You know, we all, like, are so nostalgic about the 90s, but man, what a terrible time to go back to. Dial up.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it had its charm.
McDonald's is bringing back their 90s toys.
I know.
I want to go get the Tamagatchis.
I do too. I remembered those. Like, as soon as
you saw the picture, you're like, yeah,
I used to
Furbies.
I didn't care about the Furbies, but the Tamagotchis for
Beanie
sure.
Babies. Oh man, when Burger King had the Pokemon. Oh man, I would love to go back to that.
Big balls. Yeah.
Well, not even that. Like, I remember in one of our, like, kids' meals, one of us had gotten a Pikachu. It was like a plushie, and I can see it in my mind perfectly. You probably have it around here somewhere.
I have no idea.
And that was such a good time for a kid. And
back when Pokemon was brand new.
Yeah,
man, that hype was awesome. It really was.
That would be a time, if, like, you were to go back in the past for just a day, that would be fun to just go to Burger King, I guess. I don't know.
As long as you don't suffocate a child with those
dang it
Pokeballs.
Yeah.
They got recalled for that, remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Anyway, this podcast is going on long enough. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Zap Chats. If you want to join in on our conversation, feel free to send us an email or leave us a comment or let us know you're listening whatsoever. That would be awesome.
Like, generally, Danny's the one reading those emails. You're not just talking to a random person.
Yeah, no, it's all me. Like, this is all run just by, like, us, like, me, you, and Lori. Like, that's Zap Night core. So yeah, let us know if you want to hear us talk about something, a topic specifically, or
if you're mad at one of our opinions.
Yeah, that would be lovely. I would love to hear about it.
Or if you just want to say hi.
Hear about that. So yeah, thanks again for listening and watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.